Morning, everyone. Start by calling the roll. Mr. Guarino. Here. Mr. Bates. Here. Mr. Legata. Here. Mr. Stein. Here. And Ms. Lamarca.
Here.
Thank you. Next up is approval of the agenda and addendum items.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Guarino.
Yes.
Mr. Legata.
Yes.
Mr. Stein.
Yes.
Ms. Lamarca.
Yes.
And Mr. Bates.
Yes.
Next item is to approve or amend the meeting minutes from April 21st, 2025.
Vote to accept.
Brian, can you get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on those minutes? Now, we'll call the vote. Mr. Legata.
Yes.
Ms. Lamarca.
Yes.
Mr. Stein.
Yes.
Mr. Bates.
Yes.
And Mr. Green.
Yes.
Next up is a presentation of the financial statement. Turn it over to Dawn Sweeney, our fiscal officer, to go over some fund balances.
Yep. All right, for the month of April, the general fund had a beginning balance of $6,034,100 and an ending balance of $5,765,114. The land improvement fund had a beginning balance of $1,869,846 and an ending balance of $2,077,713. All funds combined have an ending balance of $7,842,827.
Thank you, Dawn. Any questions on the monthly financial statement? Through those. All right, hearing none, we will move on to the presentation of the payment report, vouchers paid, invoices paid, vouchers for the month of April 2025. Give you a second to look at those. Any questions on the vouchers for the month of April? All right, hearing none, we'll move right along to old business. And a planning update. Matt McHugh, our deputy director, will update us on some capital improvement projects.
So just to kind of touch on a few of the projects, the Westwood Bridge is getting ready to start here in early June. So that will be starting to move forward with construction throughout the summer. And then Sunnybrook Preserve, we're going to get started in June on doing some resurfacing of the parking and entry drive areas out there. Veterans Legacy Woods, we're wrapping up the reforestation plantings here in probably the next couple of weeks and finishing up that project that was grant funded. And then some of the other projects are going to get going here a little bit later. Oh yes, Big Creek, the camping improvements, we did some work on some of the existing lean-tos, and we're getting started on the second treehouse camping structure. So our construction crew's been working on that, doing a little bit of rehab in the camping area.
And we added an additional camping shelter, aquatic type shelter. And our in-house construction crew, they built the chimney, they did a really, really nice job. So hope the contractor doesn't hear this, but I think they did a better job than when we had a contractor do them historically. So Really proud of the type of work they do, jack of all trades, but they did a really nice job on the stone chimney, so congratulations to them. All right, any questions on projects? Not the weather will cooperate. All right, we will move on to new business. Resolution 9, 2025, a transfer request. Transfers requested to move $1,800,000 from the general fund to the land improvement fund as authorized by Ohio Revised Code Section 5705.14 through 5705.16. We'll be moving $1.8 million from the general fund to transfer out, and which will be the appropriation, to the land improvement fund transfer, $1.8 million in revenue to that fund. The revenue shall be used to acquire and improve park assets, thus necessitating the need for the above transfer, and no injury will result from the transfer of such fund. So, continue to invest in our capital improvement projects we share with you both this year and next year.
Make a motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Now we will call the vote. Ms. Lamarca?
Yes.
Mr. Legata?
Yes.
Mr. Greeno?
Yes.
Mr. Bates?
Yes.
And Mr. Stone?
Yes.
Next up, Resolution 10, 2025, revised budget. Commissioners, please find the resolution for adoption of the revised 2025 appropriations following format conforms with the legal level of budgetary control according to the Ohio Revised Code 5705.38C. That requires appropriation measures shall be classified so as to set forth separately the amounts appropriated for each office, department, and division, and within each the amount appropriated for personnel services. Therefore, this budget format conforms with state statute, and that the appropriation resolution is presented as follows: by fund, by department, personnel services for salaries and benefits, and all other non-personnel services and expenditures. This revised revenue appropriation resolution reflects a transfer request from the general fund, Fund 1000, to the land improvement fund, Fund 4301, as proposed with resolution number 9, 2025.
I propose.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? You've got the revised budget in front of you. All right. Go ahead and call the vote to approve the resolution. Mr. Stein?
Yes.
Mr. Bates?
Yes.
Mr. Legata?
Yes.
Mr. Greeno?
Yes.
And Ms. Lamarca?
Yes.
Okay. Next up, Resolution 11, 2025, declaring it necessary to levy a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation. We'll do the resolution first. Resolution number 11, 2025, declaring it necessary to levy a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation. Board of Park Commissioners of the Geauga Park District, Geauga County, Ohio, met in greater session on the 19th day of May, 2025, at Big Creek Park Minor Center located at 9160 Robinson Road, Charlotte, Ohio. Following commissioners were present: Mr. Greeno, Mr. Bates, Mr. Legata, Mr. Stein, and Ms. Lamarca. Whereas the Board of Park Commissioners of the Geauga Park District has received the certification of the Geauga County Auditor pursuant to Section 5705.03 B2 of the Ohio Revised Code, and the amount of taxes which may be raised within the 10 mil limitation will be insufficient to provide an adequate amount the necessary requirements of the Geauga Park District. Be it resolved by the Board of Park Commissioners of the Geauga Park District, Geauga County, Ohio, that it has been determined that the amount of taxes which may be raised within the 10 mil limitation by levies on the current tax duplicate will be insufficient to provide an adequate amount for the necessary requirements of the Geauga Park District, and it is necessary to levy a tax in excess of such limitation for the purposes of operating, improving, and providing outdoor recreational services of Geauga Park District lands, of preserving, conserving, and protecting natural features on Geauga Park District lands, and of operating, improving, acquiring, preserving, conserving, and protecting future Geauga Park District lands as provided and authorized in Section 1545.21 of the Ohio Revised Code. And the levy is at a rate of 1.2 mils for each $1 dollar of taxable value, which amounts to $23 for each $100,000 of the county auditor's appraised value for a period of 20 years, which levy is a renewal with an increase of an existing .7 mills levy, first voted on in 1985, with the increase being .5 mills. And the ballot measure shall be submitted to the entire territory of the Jogga Park District, and the tax shall be levied on the entire territory of the Jogga Park District and within Jogga County, and the levy is to be placed on the ballot at the election held on November 4, 2025, and shall first be levied in tax year 2026 and begin collection in 2027. Be it further resolved that the Executive Director of the Jogga Park District be and he is hereby directed to certify a copy of this resolution along with Resolution 7, 2025, and the certification from the Jogga County Auditor pursuant to Section 5705.03B2 of the Ohio Revised Code of the Board of Elections, Jogga County, Ohio, on or before August 6, 2025, by 4 p.m. local time, and notify said board to cause notice of election on the question of levying said tax to be given as required by law. There's a resolution, consideration, request a motion approved. We didn't have any discussion. I want to point out a few things in your packet. First was at the April board meeting, we requested the county auditor to certify estimated property tax based on a straight up .7 renewal. Keep in mind this tax rate was set back in 1985, as the resolution just stated. We also asked them to look at a .7 renewal with the increase, as we are recommending, to 1.2, and a .7 replacement levy. You may recall, and for Ms. Lamarcus' benefit, we did not want to move forward with a .7 replacement because the current General Assembly introduced legislation that is now in the Senate that would eliminate replacement levies. So we did not want to run the risk of moving forward with a replacement levy. Other than that, a couple other items in your packet. You'll see a history of our expenditures versus our revenue, comparing our property tax revenues to total expenditures going clear back to 1998. You will see that average over the last 10 years, total expenditures has been $8.5 million. Our revenue through property taxes has been $6.2 million. So there's a history of our expenditures. And Fiscal Officer Dawn Sweeney also ran the two levy scenarios that I just mentioned, the .7 mil renewal and the 1.2 mil levy that we have just recommended in the resolution. So, and last but not least, in your packet, you have the Schedule B showing our current estimates for real estate tax collection. The county auditor tells us to utilize the 98% column, and we collect approximately $6.8 million a year for real estate property tax collections across 3 different levies that are put before the voters about every 7 years. So with that, anything I missed on?
No, Emma, I would just point out the 5-year forecast that I did with the 2 scenarios, just basing that on following the capital improvement plan that Matt developed, and doing just a general increase for operating expenses, personnel services based on historical trends, and as well as revenue based on historical trends. Looking at that with the renewal of the .7 mil levy, we would be running in the red, obviously. Would not be enough to fund those capital projects as well as operating expenses.
With that, there's a motion. Okay, thank you.
Second.
Any questions, any comments? Okay, now we'll call the vote. Mr. Legato?
Yes.
Mr. Stein?
Yep.
Mr. Bates? Ms. Lamarcus?
Yes.
And Mr. Guarino?
Yes.
Okay, next up is recommendation for liability insurance services. Since 2017, the district has been insured under the Public Entities Pool of Ohio. PEP provides coverage to more than 600 political subdivisions in Ohio. In 2024, PEP was once again awarded Demotex AAA rating. AAA means that PEP possesses unsurpassed financial stability related to maintaining a positive surplus regarding policyholders. They also provide risk management services to their members by assigning a loss control specialist. The specialist can offer risk control recommendations and provide complimentary on-site training resources. In 2024, the Finance Department requested proposals from local insurance agencies to provide packages comparable to the insurance program used by the district at the time. The companies that provided proposals were Ohio Plan Risk Management and PEP. At that time, PEP's contribution amount was higher than Ohio Plan. However, the PEP, an insured value amount that was greater than the Ohio Plan, and the board passed a motion to approve PEP as our liability carrier. Our contribution amount for the 2025-2026 coverage period is $109,190. Since the last policy renewal, the district has made park improvements and added property. Therefore, this is a memo from Dawn Sweeney, our fiscal officer. She is recommending the board approve the Public Entities Pool of Ohio as the liability carrier for 2025-2026. Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? As the memo stated, we did do request for proposal last year. If need be, we can do them in the future. However, insurance continues to go up. So thank you for the motion. Second, any questions or comments? If not, we'll call the vote to approve. Mr. Bates? Yes. Ms. Lamarcus?
Yes.
Mr. Guarino?
Yes.
Mr. Stein?
Yes.
And Mr. Legato? Thank you. Moving on to surplus items. The following items have been identified as the surplus property. We request the board approve disposing of the surplus items outlined below. The 2016 GMC Sierra going to auction. A Boss 8-foot snowplow that accompanies that truck, a common liftgate that accompanies that truck, an office chair strap, and another office desk scrap. We took a look at the repair costs on the 2016 GMC Sierra, and the repair costs are higher than the value of the truck. So we're going to go ahead and send it to auction. So that's the motion to declare those items surplus property.
Legato.
John?
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Guarino?
Yes.
Mr. Stein?
Yes.
Mr. Legato? Vote for us. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Bates and Ms. Moore.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next up is Commissioner's time. We have John Fuller here to present a Part B, if you will. I heard about the Westwoods Nature Center improvements. We want to hear from our Chief Naturalist, John Fuller, himself on what is planned for some of the updates to the Westwoods Nature Center interpretive plan. So, wow, nice picture.
Yeah, thank
Take
you.
it away, John.
Yeah, thank you for having me here today. Excited to be here to share with you a little bit more about our interpretive plan. I know we last month talked a little bit about the structure of the building. Today I'll just talk to you briefly about what the interpretive plan is for the building. Still have a lot of work to do to develop more specifics, but this will give you a general overview of what we're thinking. Our naturalist department and planning department went and visited many local nature centers. We really wanted to get a sense of what was out there. And a lot of them have similar sort of things. And so we got some good ideas from visiting other places and had lots of good ideas of our own. Our naturalist department is very involved in this. You know, we're definitely a team, so they'll be helping when it comes time to doing exhibit text and things like that. They'll be working on that as well. So our main goal for the Nature Center is to make it a really hands-on place where people can experience some of the wonders of nature, but also encourage them to get out and explore nature themselves. Our theme statement, Geauga Park District's unique natural communities are home to a rich diversity of plant and animal life, and also provide amazing opportunities for exploration, recreation, scientific discovery, inspiration, and renewal. We are so fortunate in Geauga County to live in a place where there's such an amazing diversity of ecosystems. The Geauga Park District protects, over 10,000 acres of land people get to enjoy, and from beautiful Lake Kelso to the night sky, beautiful rivers and streams, mature forests, wetlands, meadows. We really have it all. People always ask me as chief naturalist, what's your favorite park? And it's really, really hard to pick which one it is. So that's what we really want to do, is highlight what an amazing natural world that we have right here in Geauga County. Those places also protect a lot of amazing animal species. We have nesting bald eagles. We have 2 nesting pairs at Headwaters Park, which I will be checking on this week. The rare prothonotary warbler, spotted salamanders, river otters, monarch butterflies, you name it. We have a rich diversity of wildlife in our parks, and that's what we really want to highlight as well. Flora as well, from common things like common milkweed to the carnivorous sundew plant, which lives at Burton, which is found in Burton wetlands. It's actually like the Venus flytrap. So when we do kayak trips and canoe trips, we take people to show those things. So those are things we also want to highlight. We're going to be highlighting also some of the spectacular scenic views that we have in the parks, from beautiful waterfalls like here at Affelder Falls, which is at the West Woods, to Welton's Gorge or Ansell's Cave or Lake Kelso on Glacial Kettle Lake, nesting bald eagles, these sort of things. And we will have a video in the lobby highlighting some of the spectacular scenes that people can see out in the parks. When people come into the new center, we will have an interactive map on the floor. Likely it'll be on the floor. Still working on those plans, but it'll